YouTube. All right, I'm back very quickly. All I did was put on this beautiful Sonics hat because this video is going to be about the NBA. And as your resident Seattle fan, uh, my heart is excited for the first time in about 11 years when it comes to the NBA because the Oklahoma City Plunder have fully dismantled a team that they should have won multiple rings with. This has been a personal vendetta since the Sonics have left Seattle for Oklahoma. I catch flack for it almost every day in any conversation that I have about basketball, but I refuse to believe that Seattle won't get a team at some point. So Westbrook is on his way to Houston to go pair up with his old buddy James Harden. Now, how are two ball dominant guards going to be able to mesh? Who knows? When they first started playing, Harden was the sixth man, coming off the bench, maybe taking 10 shots a game. Westbrook has always been the volume scorer, needing 30, 40 attempts to get 30 to 40 points. It's nauseating to watch, if you ask me. But as we shift into the era of what they are dubbing the dynamic duos, we're getting away from the super team or three plus all stars on one team, and now we're kind of paring down. Kind of reminds me of the 90s where you had many competitive duos across the league in guys like obviously Jordan and Pippen, Peyton and Kemp in Seattle. That's right. Bring the NBA back to Seattle as soon as possible. Um, I derailed. You had the guy Oakley and Ewing in New York. You had Olajuwon with multiple guys, Ori and or Clyde Drexler during his time there when they won titles. So I'm excited that the NBA is getting back to a heavy competitive balance. I think that the Western Conference is going to crush the Eastern Conference from top to bottom, more or less. Um, I do think that both teams in LA are going to be a little overhyped, but they do have stars at the top of that roster that are going to carry them pretty far. But we saw just this season how important bench players are when you get into a deep playoff run. It's tough to win with just one or two superstars and a bunch of everybody else's around you. Uh, you could say that Toronto was a bunch of role players, but those were darn good role players, and Marc Gasol and Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam, who won the Most Improved Player award this year, which was well deserved, if you asked me. Um, Very happy to see Giannis win the MVP over dribble, 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 shoot Harden. Personal bias towards what I approve of in the game. I'm a appreciator of good inside work, the lower block, good defense. I love a big man who could pass, so shout out to Nikola Jokic in Denver. I think that Denver is going to be a much better team going into this year than people give them credit for. With him and Jamal Murray, they're building a squad. Paulie Millsap's out there too. I don't think that Denver should be overlooked. And don't write off the Warriors yet. Everybody's hopping off. Oh, it's going to be LA. It's going to be Kawhi. It's going to be LeBron. It's going to be LA in California. Don't write off the Warriors. Clay's probably going to come back sometime this year, but Steph has got more than enough of a motor to keep them above 500 through the year and make a playoff push. I can bet you on that one right now. And don't look out for go a little bit even more north in California and check out the Sacramento Kings. Made a heavy push for the playoffs at the end of last year. Didn't get there, but if they can build upon what they got going on, you could see the Kings make a comeback. The NBA is going to be a wonderful, wonderful league this year. I think it's going to be more balanced than it has been since the announcement, really. LeBron, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. I'm going to pair up with my best friend Dwayne Wade, and we're going to bring along Chris Bosh too for the ride. So it's going to be nice to watch more team basketball, if you will. Well, outside of Houston. Uh, Please let me know down in the comments how you think that experiment is going to work. There's millions of dollars between the two guys, and there's a lot of talent. I couldn't deny that. But how do you make the first and second most usage time guards in NBA history work together on one team to be successful? Can it be? Will it be? I don't know. The thing about the NBA is we don't have to wait a whole lot of time until the regular season kicks off again. We just ran through Summer League, watched some of that. It was okay. I mean, bunch of rookies, a bunch of guys that ain't going to make the team, but it's ball if you want to watch it. I think that in the East, we're going to have some shifting of the powers. I don't think the Nets are going to be that great with Kyrie, just Kyrie. Once Kevin comes back, Durant and him will be able to, Durant and Kyrie anyway, will be able to hoist that roster to another level potentially. But Boston, don't count out Boston in the East, all right? I know that they lost Horford, obviously Kyrie. Kemba's a baller. Him and Jason Tatum should be okay. I don't know. I think Terry Rozier's still staying there, especially now that Kyrie left. I think he'll be all right. So I think Boston's going to make it through. Philly. God, all the potential in the world, right? Simmons and Embiid. They lost Redick, I believe, but they have a squad. Signing Tobias Harris to that big deal could be a benefit, could be a detriment. He's got a lot of talent left that I believe is untapped. So if they could get him to show, some of the glimpses that he hit with 30, 40-point games throughout the season, they could have a dynamic trio in Philly. So I think that they should be heavy favorites in the East, along with the Bucks, re-signing Chris Middleton and obviously Giannis, who is an absolute stud, the Greek freak. I love watching his game. He needs to learn how to, shoot both from the free throw line and his mid-range jumper have got to get better if he wants to move forward in this league. It's a shooter's league, whether you want to admit it or not. Steph Curry changed the game a couple of years ago, and it hasn't looked back. Hoist up the three, live by the three, die by the three. Not my favorite brand of NBA, but it is nice to see that we're getting back to, as I've been saying in this video, hopefully a competitive balance. I want to see all teams on both sides of the playoff brackets be like, oh yeah, those guys might be able to do it. Yeah, they snuck in, but they've got some talent on their roster. They could win a 7-game series against such and such. The last couple of years, it hasn't been that way. The Warriors have been essentially running through the West at ease. The East has been LeBron up until this last year. So it was nice to see Toronto hoist the trophy. I know that Toronto fans must be excited and bitter by this championship. It's tough to win it, but knowing that you're nowhere near the favorites coming out of the East next year with Kawhi leaving, right back into rebuild mode. But man, let me tell you, that one championship is so sweet. Some franchises never get it. In fact, in the NBA, more franchises don't have titles than they do. So be grateful, Raptor fans. You don't know when another one's going to come around. Or you could be like this sad sack you're looking at right here who doesn't even have a team, okay? I watch the NBA with silent reserves because as much as I love the game, I'm so bitter. I hope everybody watching this, wherever you may be, whatever fan base you may apply yourself to, you never have to go through losing or transferring a team. It's just the worst. I know the NBA is a business. I know all sports are a business. I know that without money and revenue, it's a useless game. But my God, who moves from Seattle to Oklahoma thinking that they're going to make more money? And now, Thunder fans, you get to see what it's like to have an NBA team that's not going to make the playoffs, that doesn't give you a glimmer of hope, that doesn't have an MVP candidate for the first time in 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever, however long you guys think you guys have been amazing. It's been too long, if you ask me. But that's personal bias. I just really hope that, in this downtime, we don't see anything stupid, nothing comes out about, anybody getting arrested or any of that same old crap we seem to find throughout the year. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Tell me, You like where the NBA is going? Do you like the pairing of certain new superstars? Do you think that the talent is more nicely spread across the league? Did you like the era of the super team? Uh, let's see what this season has to hold for us. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Thanks a lot.